Hey there, Taurus community. Soul Tigress here with a story for this wonderful community. Now, as usual, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I'm not digging the vibe. I'm gonna be upfront. I is not digging the vibe. Taurus got themselves in some muck. Does it have something to do with the year 2021? Or is some stuff coming out about some stuff that happened in 2021? Big shifts, changes are on the horizon for the Taurus in this story. Surrounded. They're facing themselves, could be facing the skeletons in their closet. Again, maybe 2021 has something to do with it. Now, what's weird is there's some ill will / ill intentions, and it's resulting from dealing with these skeletons. I don't know who was up in the closet of your skeletons there. What is it? A personality? Is it a big gaping wound that the Taurus in this story has been avoiding? And when they ever circle back or even think about it, it just awakens this inner beast in them. If anything ever pokes at this wound, it just awakens this beast who has a lot of resentment. Don't even want to talk about it. Lies, deceit, third eye is inactive. When I was picking up the third eye energy, it's a lot of darkness around it, and it's like there's cobwebs. So this Taurus hasn't been activating that third eye for quite a while. Hanging on by a strand. Or is there still a strand of light in all the darkness? I like that one better, the second one. And you might end up hearing a bird flying to the window here. They really want to join in on this at times. But when I had felt that one come in, there was a bird who there you go, right on it. So I feel like if Taurus is hanging on to anything, it's because there is that little tiny strand of hope. Even though everything seems so dark, there is still some strand of hope. Distractions plague at this time. Susceptible to being easily distracted. A lot of times when we're really stressed out, distractions can seem like they're wonderful. They take us away from our reality. And right now, Taurus doesn't want to talk about something. Something's coming out. They're noticing something. And I don't know, 2021 seems to be a year. There's a lot happening in 2021. A lot of people came out with PTSD from the COVID-19 and stuff. I was reading in a medical magazine. So it's definitely like a lot of somber kind of feelings in this energy. If I was just to kind of sit here, it feels like it's desolate. Like there's no one out there that could hear me call, hear me yell, hear me cry. It feels so desolate in this energy. So let's go ahead and take a dive into this story. It's definitely different. This one feels like it's going to be one for the books right here, one that's going to be very unique. Very, very unique. Oh man, there's a lot want to come out, but very rarely do I say no, that's too much. But today I will say. So there's a lot. Lots been built up. I feel like the skeletons in the closet for this Taurus, there's just so many piled up. They probably can't keep that door closed. So right now, they're being asked by the divine to face some stuff. If there's still a strand of belief and hope into something, then the divine's going to make you work for it. Don't forget that, Taurus, in this story. So let's go ahead and start with the I almost said conclusion. I feel like things are backwards. With the intro. Very fitting. We just had the new moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take. Right now with this new moon energy for September 2024, it's asking us to be kind with ourselves as we're hitting this really busy season, trying to get everything together before the fall and the winter come on, the holidays. But the key is to take care of yourself during this time, during the hustle and bustle, making sure to get those meals in, good meals. They help ground you out. Making sure to get that water in. That water is going to give you a little bit more clarity in your emotions. Making sure to do those breathing exercises to help give that mind a little ease. Box breathing is my favorite. And most importantly, Taurus, in this story, be kind to yourself. It is okay to make mistakes. It's okay to step on some toes sometimes, as long as you're learning. As long as you're learning. And your commitment is being tested. Like I said, whatever that glimmer of hope is, whatever you still believe in, it's still there. And you're being tested. Let's see how much you want it. Let's see how bad you want it. Well, what do you mean that it's okay to step on people's toes at times? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has had a point in their life where they went to go turn out and they accidentally turned out in front of somebody. It was a pure accident. Whether that person in the vehicle behind you knew it or not, it was an accident. That's what I mean. Nobody's perfect. You're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon. I feel like this is in limbo. This is a heavy in limbo. But if Taurus knows, there's still a win-win. A win-win. Go off and exploring, healing, learning. We got some communication that's not happening here. It's all twisted up. Communication is key. And I'm going to say learning how to communicate is going to be key. Are you just reacting to somebody? If you're reacting to somebody, then you're just letting them stir up your emotions. But for some reason, they feel like they could have power over you, or you feel like they have power over you. And it's all a part of your self node. Don't let your past hold you back. That's them skeletons in the closet. Oh, those things are always going to fall out, whether you believe it or not. They always do, because we put so much there. I talk about a metaphoric shelf that we have in our subconscious. And what ends up happening is everything that we're ashamed of, everything that we fear, everything that we resent, everything that we're angry over, everything where it's a lot of low vibration feelings that are tied to it, we stack it on this metaphoric shelf in our subconscious. And what ends up happening is like what would happen with any shelf that is overloaded. It starts to become like buckled, and things start falling, it starts leaning, and stuff starts coming out. And what I've noticed is that this really starts to happen for a lot of people in their 30s. It's almost like they spend the 20s trying to run from it and stack everything that they can on the shelf, but something happens in the 30s, but little by little it starts to spill out, and it could spill out by really starting to use coping mechanisms to deal with stuff, to be comfortable with yourself. And then as you progress, the older, every 10 years, the more stuff starts to come out if you haven't processed. So I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's piled up for the Taurus in this story, and it's starting to come out. But it's coming out because what I'm seeing is your guides saying that you left the door open. You left the door open to this closet, and you didn't properly stack stuff in there. Maybe because there is a subconscious part of you that wants to revisit it, that wants to move forward from it. All right, so let's talk about the past. So we have the past, the present. You see, I'm all tied up here. I don't know what's the intro, what's the present, what's the conclusion. What is going on with this energy? So I have a 9 of Pentacles. There's a Taurus that's confused on how they've felt, if what they've gotten up to is a win for them. They've worked hard, but for some reason they don't feel like what they have is reflecting it. Let's get a clarity card. Why isn't it reflecting it? Let's take a look on the other side. What is it about this 8 of Pentacles? It's being hung up. Hung up on how everything is built so far. And we got the Hangman in reverse. What I get is like somebody's almost blaming what you would say is the divine God karma. When stuff hits the fan, it's karma's fault. It's your beliefs' fault, but there's no accountability. That's a hard one. So the Hangman is also represented by Neptune, I believe. Well, it has, Neptune associated, the planet. So that is your Pisces energy, your beliefs, your mysticism, your mystical love. Let's see, shows much about how a person expresses imagination, mysticism, and mystical love. So right here, there's something in, I would say, a belief, a foundation of how somebody goes about with their chisma. And what we got is the Hangman in reverse, and I'm going to read that for you. You are preoccupied with an internal battle. Inability to make sense of problems due to a lack of insight. Pressure from society and others is overwhelming. Do not rely on logical solutions. The best solution may be unorthodox. Your effort may be wasted on a project, may represent a favorable legal decision. But you got to remember, so when it says it's unorthodox for the Taurus in this story, so yes, the planet Neptune represents the Hangman, but it's going to be all the water signs. And it's going to be going through the cycles of the emotion. How is it? What is this hope? What is this belief that you have? How do you really want to feel about things? And going through the cycles. What new seeds need to be planted? How do we keep the momentum to keeping how you feel going? And then how do we put an end to things that make you question how you feel, make you question yourself, make you question your beliefs? What else needs to come out? I have a 4 of Wands. So the past has to do with some foundations. It could be how others build with Taurus. Who takes the lead, who doesn't take the lead, kind of thing. Or how can we come in evenly together? How to feel about certain situations. Maybe in these partnerships, these foundations, I should say, that are being built, there isn't any kind of good communication happening. We don't have people who are seeing eye to eye, but merely just walking beside each other. Maybe that's what's happening, is you guys could be getting along in that sense that you guys are wanting to go in the same direction, but there's no seeing eye to eye. And that could have something to do with the past. A Taurus could have grew up in a situation where in the family, the parents they were together, but in the sense they weren't together. You have some parents who end up sleeping in separate rooms. You have other ones where they just stay together for the children type of vibe. And I'm wondering if this is kind of what's happening. We're dealing with something because it's here and we just know to walk alongside it. Let's get a clarity card for that 4 of Wands. I need a lot of clarity so far, eh? 4 of Wands, clarity card for the 4 of Wands. Hold on. Wait a minute. Here we go. All right. Oh, it's all in reverse. Yeah. The clarity card. I told y'all they want to come in. Did you see that? The clarity card comes at a Queen of Pentacles in reverse, a Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and what we don't see is the world. It's putting an end to this right here. And so what the South Node is represents energy from your past lifetimes, the I already know statement. So what this says is the Taurus in this story is not making moves to go into the North Node yet. Your North Node is the I am ready to learn statement. Represents energy you are here to integrate in this lifetime. For some reason, this Taurus has fallen into a past cycle. This could be a generational cycle. This could be a cycle, something that they've picked up and they've learned, or it's something that they keep putting up with. And with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, this has to do with the energy, and negative feminine tendencies would not be compassionate. They really wouldn't be accepting of an individual. They wouldn't be kind, and they would be very merciless. So let's see what the Queen of Pentacles, an opinionated woman, changing moods, narrow-minded, bigot, unforgiving attitude towards those she looks down upon, takes without giving, gives only when something is to be gained. There you go. She has a strictly materialistic outlook on life. Be suspicious of this woman. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, lack of vision, inability to move forward. What goes around comes around. The past is catching up with you. Others plot revenge against you. Past wrongs committed against others now come back to haunt you. A project will fail or experience setbacks. Bad luck must be endured, and any actions are fruitless. Courage is needed. Yeah, that's that South Node. So far, you've been putting up with somebody. A lot of energies who are just very narrow-minded, opinionated. They want to take. They just want to take. It could be one of those relationships where you gotta, they don't want you to show up to support them. Their kind of support would be showing up with the material good. Always giving them something. Always buying what you need from them, kind of thing. And that can go in business too. And then I have the World in upright. You will enter a period of great happiness and a positive events. The pieces fall into place. Goals are achieved. Unexpected sums of money come your way. Travel or vacation. Possible changes of residence or job. Sense of fulfillment and inner peace for helping the less fortunate. Whatever you give will be returned to you many times over. That's that strand of belief. That is the strand of belief on this one right there. That's a big strand of belief. If you can do it, if you could put an end to this right here, that's what the World clarifies. If you could put an end to whatever this cycle is dealing with this type of energy, the Taurus in this story could be even that type of energy. This could be a Taurus who is getting ready to evolve. And when you start to evolve, you start to communicate better with people. You start to gain those communication skills. You start to listen a little bit more because you realize that your opinion is just your opinion, but your actions are going to speak louder than your words. All right, so what else needs to come out So right now, Taurus is stuck feeling like they don't have a choice. They can't see how they could put an ending to this. The Wheel of Fortune, let's take it back a step. The Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is your temperance, mutable energy, putting an end to it. But the reason why it's associated with Sagittarius for me, because it's the Jupiter energy. Jupiter shows much about where one's generous, optimistic, and side of manifestations. Yeah, so all that darkness around this Taurus is what's telling Taurus that, hey, you can't go and have that happiness. You can't have that ideal outcome. You can't have your dream career. But again, there's that little strand of light, that little strand of hope. And that's why Taurus is still stuck in this position instead of just heading off feeling like life is just this way to be this way. This is why a lot of stuff is confused for them. The fact that you're thinking about this shows that you care. It shows that you care a lot. Don't get hung up in your mistakes. And I feel like this is what's coming out. I'm hung up in my mistakes. Mistakes of betraying what I wanted. Or maybe others betraying me. Others who came in or made me feel like I had to be this magician. The magician. But we have this magician. This magician, he comes in trying to look like he's old. He has all these animals here and he's in the upright. But the thing about this magician is we still got the hangman. And now we got the hangman in upright. Everything that this person has built themselves up to be has somehow came back and felt like it stabbed them in the back. Everything feels like it's taking, and whatever is getting ready to happen, this transition, this evolvement, it may mean losing a lot. Losing a lot in one area. It's almost like starting from ground zero for this Taurus. One pentacle, the first pentacle gain. But the whole thing is, if you're starting from the first pentacle, then that means you really never offered yourself this pinnacle into stability, into groundness. I found a lot of root chakra with this one. It's a lot of root chakra blockage. And that's not feeling grounded in oneself, not feeling like you have stability. Let's push forward into this story a little bit more. What else needs to come out? This Knight of Swords. For some reason, a lot of the choices were made on the fly. Really quick. May have been looking in one direction, but the intention was to go into another. But because the Taurus felt like it had to be made so quickly, these decisions. Maybe this Taurus has a lot of air in them too. A lot of air signs will overthink, or maybe this Taurus does have a lot of the opposite, some water energy in their chart. And maybe this is why it's really important to validate how you feel. How you feel, and not let others over dominate it. That's what I'm feeling. Because the only reason why I bring this up is I know a fellow water sign. And this water sign at times, they bring on some air traits when they think, because it's so many thoughts at once. But from what I was told, they're a true water sign. So what it is they displace themselves with their gifts, say of being able to really get in tune with what they feel, what they believe. And then they end up going to a different extreme that's a little bit opposite, that's a little bit harder to navigate. So right here, this will make sense with the Pisces. This isn't a Pisces card, but for the Taurus in this story, the full moon's in Pisces. That is a water sign. That's your mutable one. That's the end of cycles. And Pisces has two fishes that are swimming apart, actually. They're either tethered together by a rope or they're tethered together by the tails. And what it is both fish represent two extremes, whether it's a masculine, feminine, whether it's mother and child, but it's two different perspectives. And the reason why the fish swim apart is when those perspectives are at odds end. But the saving grace is we can still learn new things, but still carry the wisdom with us. And being able to select what stays, what goes, what do we evolve kind of thing. So right here is, how can you evolve in your emotions? That's what it is. Not letting other people get you hung up. Maybe not even getting hung up in yourself so much. Toning it back a little. That's what I'm feeling like. I feel like with this magician here, this magician had to do the most to get ready. Gotta make sure that I come out looking like to a T. I feel like the magician right here, just for this story, takes a lot of time to take care of themselves, to look off for that new adventure. But the taking care of themselves it's too much of seeing all the little things to put on instead of going within and taking some extra time to meditate, some extra time just to sit here and be with the things that are around them. Because again, they're looking like they're always off to another adventure. Gotta go here, I gotta go there. And in reality, this person's looking up how they're still hung up in this way. Any which direction they feel like they go, that they're hung up. That's what I'm getting. That's the distractions. The distractions are hanging this Taurus up in this story. That's very clear here. Oh, wow. So let's talk about the block. What is it about the Taurus in this story about the block that needs to come out? I got my tight-lipped Sambucus deck. So let's see. It has to do with having to make these decisions fast. It has to do with kind of not knowing how to put an end to this cycle. This has to do with the Queen of Cups. This could have been a maternal energy, but this is a very selfish energy. Look at the fishes there. Selfish. It's all about me. It's all about I. It's all about number one. Oh, my, me, my. What I want. What I need for you to do kind of thing. And I feel like that. And this King of Coins is always trying to make an offer. The Taurus is always trying to make an offer to this Queen. Here, look at me. If I do this for you, will you still like me? Can we still get this going? Hey, opportunity, situation. But at the same time, I feel like it's almost like a dog chasing their tail. I don't know if for this Queen, if whatever Taurus does at the end, whatever the situation, this person, it doesn't seem like it's good enough. Whatever the situation is, it doesn't reciprocate what Taurus wants to offer. At the end of the day, the situation, whoever this Taurus is dealing with, is really focused on themselves. And Taurus is like, well, what do I do? What do I do? Because there's two of the coin right here. That's two of Pentacle. Got both of them out in reverse. So this is, what do I do energy? I don't have a choice. Maybe because this person is so pushy. Maybe on the other side of this person has a little bit of Wands energy. Let's take a little sneak peek real quick for this Queen of Cups. Can I get a clarification card for this Queen of Cups? Clarification. This Queen of Cups keeps this Taurus confused. Confused on these offerings. Confused on what they believe, what they feel. Oh. It's a lot of mind games. A lot of mind games. So this Queen of Cups, I have the Moon, which is represented by Pisces energy. I have a King here, which is exactly Taurus. King of Pentacles. This is exactly, did you hear that? This is exactly. I don't know, something's getting tripped up here. Or something has been tripped up here. Maybe I'm stumbling upon something in this story. But let's talk about this Moon card. Pisces, right, are mutable energy, the one where you get in touch with your beliefs. But we also have the Moon here, which I feel like, because Moon's here, that's going to be Cancer. That shows where we like to be nurtured, how we want to be nurtured, or how we like to nurture other things. So with the Moon in upright landing on this Queen of Cups, your personal faith and ethics will be tested. It is hard to think clearly. You are confused and easily distracted. Fear and anxieties haunt your thoughts. Paranoia, secret enemies. Oh, shit. I say it because here's that word. Deception. Your security is at risk. Your friends or family may be in danger. Bad luck for those you love. And again, this landed on this King of Pentacles, Taurus. So there's some confusion. I feel like whoever is playing at Taurus has them going back and forth, back and forth. I could be successful, but they're making me feel like a butt here. Like I'm not doing much. I'm this greedy person when really I'm trying to build up my kingdom. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to have stuff handled. Trying to have it handled. Taurus is caught right there. And I think this is the back and forth is what has them hung up. I believe that's what this is all clarifying. I'm not going to read these through because there's a lot of confusion. I believe that plays into the thoughts, how Taurus is really feeling about themselves, how they're trying to see the situation. All right, what else would like to come out for the block? I don't know, but if the Taurus in this story has been dealing with more like gas, acid reflux, the stress of this situation could be playing a part onto it. Remember, this is all for entertainment purposes, but stress can do a number on our bodies, especially if you're going through a situation that you feel like you can never satisfy, like they're never happy no matter what choice, what offering you try and bring in, they're not happy. Oh God, that's awful. I can tell you personally, when I get stuck in that kind of stress, my alopecia will happen and I will lose hair, and I could have like bald spots, like from like little to like big. I think my biggest one was like a $50 size. And when I first started suffering with that autoimmune disease, it was because I was dealing with a particular situation. And it was kind of like this, like I could never make them happy. Their expectations were so high. And again, it came about when I got faced with another situation. And what the theme was is it's situations that I don't have control over, but I'm trying to run myself ragged, trying to take care of it, them, whatever the situation is. And that's the feeling I'm getting with this block here. I actually don't want to do this right now. I don't like this type of energy. I really don't. So I feel like Taurus is starting to get a little reactive. They're getting a little reactive. They're trying to figure out, hey, how do I stay focused? Instead of going into this like combative bull in a china cabinet kind of thing, let me look away. Let me look away and just focus. Let me stay in these distractions and focus. I'm going to stay headed into these distractions. I'm just going to stay with it. I'm going to stay with it, even though that could be another thing that's putting a knife there in that location. That's a little bit of self-sabotage kind of vibe. But the whole thing is avoiding it, trying to get around it, trying to deal with it, doesn't give that actual beginning. And what I'm being highlighted to talk about is for anybody, if you're running into certain things, certain dysfunctions, stuff like that, when you're under pressure by particular energies and you're always having to run around over things that you can't control, again, that stress gets taken out in different areas, different parts of the body. It could be hands, it could be in the appendages, it could be other parts that are dysfunctioning. Again, because of these thoughts. These thoughts running around, sitting here being the most extreme on yourself about how things are working out or how somebody can never get anything right. It makes me question about these ill intentions. Ill intentions. I need a clarity card because that Ace of Swords made that come back. Can I get a clarity card for the Ace of Swords and the ill intentions? What I'm hearing is reactions. Reactions. So I have that Nine of Swords, staying up, tossing and turning, confused about how things are working out, how they're still working out, how they have worked out, how we're not happy with how they worked out. Going back and forth. You're not getting rest. That's the thing, is there could be insomnia for this Taurus. They're not getting rest. They're really confused on even how to emotionally feel about things, how to even move. Do I go forward? Do I go backwards? Either which way I go, I am still hung up. And what I get with this is when we get pushed into a corner, and I want you, anybody who's listening to this story, is just imagine an animal who's hurt, who's scared. Imagine this big Taurus, hurt, injured, and being backed into a corner. Tauruses are not ones to just lie down. A Taurus will react and they will head out full on at whatever. And I feel like, and this is what I'm seeing, that there's a big warning sign here right now with this Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, I'm going to show you what this Knight of Cups is looking at. This Knight of Cups is looking at that. Okay, these thoughts keep sailing into this direction of this one. All right, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, because when you start to linger in stuff that you can't process, and you're starting to get that resentment, that anger, that those really low vibe, intense, I hate to even put this word out there, but hate kind of feelings, because hate is a very low frequency word. That's when the devil will come play with you. I have to say it like that. That's when those negative spirits, all that, will come play with a person. And that's where thoughts of vengeance, revenge, how do I get even? How do I make this person feel how I feel? Or how can I do something that will that will teach this person a lesson. You can teach people lessons, but you got to teach them out of love. But right now, the Taurus in this story is not feeling the love. I feel like that Black Eyed Peas, where is the love? I think that's the Black Eyed Peas song. That one lyric. There's no love here. There's no love here. There ain't cups. The emotions. There's no processing. It's a big block up. Anything else want to come out for the block? Anything else? Oh, man. Oh, man. What I'm hearing is F this. F these foundations. Because this lands on the Knight of Cups. This lands on where the swords, where you want to go. This lands on being mad about how the health is going. This is the ultimate betrayals. This is like everything is festering up. The kettle's overboiling. Here comes the kettle overboiling. Being mad about these foundations. Being mad about these people, person, situation that trying to act a certain way, but they could get up, they could go, but they still want you to think that you have to be right there, doing everything for them. Taurus says, I'm ready to freaking explode. I'm ready to explode. I'm ready. That's one more. One more. One more. One more. One more. Oh, this frustrates me. This frustrates me. Because this Taurus here is almost a ticking time bomb. And depending how this ticking Taurus goes, it could really mess them up. I like to speak on the bigger picture. I'll tell you straight up right now, I have a sibling that sleeps under a bridge. I have a sibling that didn't make it past 25. And I'm the only one who made it. I should be under a bridge. I should not made it this far. Why? Because of everything that I had been through. Everything I had been through with selfish energies. To this day, those energies are selfish. I tell you what, no matter what I offer them, I would never get a favored choice with them. There would never just be a good choice to go with them. Because that's who they are. And I'm going to go off in a tangent. I had a time where if I would have spoke up about some stuff and the way these people handled it, if they would have handled it like that when I was at that age, it would have destroyed me. It would have destroyed. I would have had my tower, and my vengeance would have been taken out on my own health, due to my own mind, due to the stress, due to all the backstabbing that I felt like wasn't right. But it was a cycle that was going on. It's going on really heavy. And you know what? I can concur with this Taurus right here. I can concur. I really can. It's hard. It is hard when you've been faced and you've been put in a spot where it's either you say something or you continue to deal with it. But for this Taurus, you could only put them in such a closed space to where they can handle it, and then this, like, they're gonna explode. This is what's happening. But this has to deal with the skeletons in the closet. This has to deal with this Taurus staying in their comfort zone, seeing the stuff, seeing how it's really not eye to eye with them, but they're still going with it, still not having confidence in the choices that they're making, not being grounded in the choices that they're making. Again, it could be due to the things that they've seen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I want to say, Taurus, don't feel like you're the only one. Listen here, baby bull. If I can make it, you can make it. I promise. Because like I said, I should probably be under a bridge. I should be an addict. I should be. But I always had that little tiny strand of belief. And it was through the years of still going through the muck, but hanging on to that belief that got me through. And eventually I got put in a spot like what this Taurus is being put in. And I had to make choices. And sometimes when you make that choice to step out for yourself, oh man, does that tower come down. But at the end of the day, this Taurus in this story is so confused. They're so confused on if they can have fairness, if they can have balance, if they can have that and be able to take care of themselves. Being able to have others that see eye to eye with them in their lives. Being able to finally get a good night's rest. When you put your head down, be happy of the accomplishments. That's what I'm feeling. It's just one day at a time. One day at a time, and it is achievable. Even though you don't feel like it, because again, these cups aren't here. Your emotions, you're trying to stay far away from them. Again, I don't know who told you your feelings aren't valid, but they are. Alright, so let's go ahead and conclude this. Let's conclude this story right here. Divine and universal energy, spirit guides, angels, and ancestors for the Taurus in this story. What is it that needs to come out? What could help them with this block? Alright, let's go. Alright. Being able to give yourself that offering that you can move up. Extension is not a dream. It's not something that is hidden from the Taurus in this story. It's not something that you are tied down from. Because remember, I think in the last story we did that somebody has Taurus all tied up and has them on their timeline. Extension, it's always an option. You can always go up, no matter what you've done. There's many stories where forgiveness is given and a person is washed of their past. But that past, you have to make sure that you're not still incorporating those past regrets into the now. How do those past regrets make you better? How do the past regrets that you processed, that you moved forward, made you a better person? That's what I'm talking about. It's using discernment. Oh shoot. Oh shoot, this falls on your Ace of Wands, the World. But I tell you, that health stuff that has to do with that stress, it's using some discernment. Getting up a little bit higher when this energy is coming in. Here it is again, that feminine energy. This is in reverse. So getting up when somebody's trying to sit here and act like a fool, act like you can't have feelings, act like, you know what, You don't deserve no kindness. You know, coming in a little bit merciless when you make a mistake or something. Duality. Seeing how this situation could play into other ones. What is the bigger picture that will get you up higher? How is this darkness the key to you unlocking your light, Taurus? Aha! That was universe right there. That was your divine message. That's your universe message. You better thank them after this. That wasn't me. Here we go. You gotta be ready, Taurus, for that movement into balance. You can't just sit here and say you're ready and not do the work. You gotta do the work. It happens at all times, whether day or night, whether that's subconscious or consciously. And it does come at the expense of cleansing out. Look at that. Cleansing out. Being honest with yourself. Getting down to the ick of those internal wounds that you have with these skeletons in the closet. Cycles that have been repeating. It's okay, Taurus. Nobody's perfect. I haven't heard of a perfect family. I haven't heard of a perfect, the most bestest workplace ever that doesn't have some kind of lesson, some kind of progression to it. Things are always changing. Things are evolving. Do not get hung up too much on mistakes. We all make them. It's time to let them go. It's time to move forward. Don't get hung up on the mistakes of others as well. That's very important for this community. All right, so I see 5. Let's go 2 more. 2 more. 2 more. What is it? Then I have healing energy. What this is saying, Taurus, because this lands on King of Pentacles, that ultimate stability. It lands on the subconscious, the conscious, your gifts, what you intuitively feel. It lands on that merciless energy, that selfish energy, and how you make those offers that don't work. You got to put healing energy to it. That's what the offer needs to be, is the healing energy towards it. So if you go and you try and make a peace offer, whatever, with this situation, and they act like an idiot, leave it with them. Forget it. There's always somebody watching. Even yourself. And at least at the end of the day, you can lay your head down and you can say you tried. And it's going to feel good not to replay the situation 20 times, million, bazillion times in your head. Oh, I should have said this. Oh, I should have said that. No, going about it with love, compassion, and healing energy is the ultimate gift you can give yourself or anyone else, whether they accept it or not. One day that fool may wake up and realize what was happening. Who knows? Things always come to full circle. Don't worry about it. Don't get stuck on trying to make somebody feel how you feel. That's not the gift to give. That isn't. All right, last card. What is the last message for the Taurus community? Last card. Here we are. This has to deal with the cycles. Learning these cycles from others, seeing it. And I have joy. Find the joy. There was some kind of goodness you can take out of it, but there's also a joy in being able to move into something your own. Again, we are always evolving as a human species, so why couldn't you take what you had learned from a past and be able to mold it into something more? Who says you have to start over? That you have to be this brand new person to have that brand new beginning? No. The masterpiece is still there. No matter what the experience, no matter what the mistakes, whatever, or even following same generational cycle kind of stuff. You are a masterpiece. You're still there. Now again, what can you put more to your masterpiece, your legacy that will complete, that will bring that ultimate joy of you and others being able to fly together, being on that same flight, that same mission, that same kind of way of going, same outlook. No one's better than the other. You know, they're not feeling like you're always chasing your tail kind of situation. Again, the key word is being more free, open to grow, finding that balance and the ways that you want to go that are nurturing. Wow. There's some mucky energy here, Taurus, but it's the big lesson. It's a big lesson. I feel like this comes just in time. Vengeance doesn't get anybody anywhere. That gets you playing with their game. Harboring on it. Oh, how can I make this person feel that? No, throw that out the door, Taurus. Forget them. Forget about it. Because it's all about you. All about you. What do you want? Because when you focus on them, you're giving them your energy. You're giving them your outcome. You're giving them what is rightfully yours. What is that? Happiness? Don't let them have that. Don't let them take it away from you. All right? Just believe. Take those steps. You can do it. I promise. Taurus, in this story, because it's all about going to your North Node. Go ahead and check out some information. Find out who or what house, what sign has your North Node. Mine, TMI, is in Aries. It's the birth of awareness. So being aware of myself is one of my North Node purposes. It's also in my second house, the identification with substance, or I have. You might learn a little bit of something about yourself. For me, it's being able to step into who I am and what I have and what I bring to the table. And let me tell you, again, because I can concur with this situation, it's been a mission to unprogram what selfish people had programmed into me when I was really little. So don't think that you are stuck to this fate. You're not. This is just that generational cycle that your ancestors, spirit guides are like, hey, it's here. It's here. You could be going off in this direction. We don't want you to go off in this direction. Let's bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Because guess what? They want the champ to show up. Show up, champ. Show up. All right, Taurus. This is getting concluded. This was fun. This was fun. I didn't like it at first because it was so mucky, but it was fun. It's beautiful. And you got this. Tone back from those distractions. Feel how you're feeling. Let's process some stuff. And let's get you to that ascension. I got you back. All right? I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope you enjoyed this story.